All right, you guys. Well, welcome to our team call. We have kind of a collaborative team on here because we have the Boom Squad, we've got Team Empowered to Change, and then Team Fitfluent. So two of those are collectively, one united organization. And then, of course, my success partner, Rachel. We've been doing a lot of stuff together. And of course, I want to make sure that we can have Boom Squad on too. So I don't want to take much time, but I just wanted to properly introduce Keyshawn because you guys, she has been such a critical alliance, partnership, mentor, friend. I mean, any term that you can kind of throw in there that defines that, it's really true. I've clicked with her from the get-go when we had a chance to meet in person when she came here to Seattle for one of our super weekends. And she is like the queen of not only motivating you to get off your ass and do something if you're feeling stuck, but she's also a insane strategist when it comes to figuring out how you can get the most out of your business based on your goals. So I really wanted to see if she would come and talk to us and just kind of do like a rally call because we're mid-May. We're all kind of, getting used to whatever the hell this is and what's going to happen next and how we can really expand our business as a result. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Keyshawn and you can kind of take it from there. You know what to do, girl. So
yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm excited to be here to chat with the team again. I feel like I just spoke to the what was it called? What was the name of that push group? It was your diamond push group. Anyway, I just spoke there and I'm excited to come back here because it's going to be a little bit different. When Taryn and I were speaking, we wanted to talk about tangible tasks for people who are striving for growth. And she specifically asked, no fluff, like no BS, and just give us the straight talk. And so I collectively, from all of the best practices that I've gotten from top coaches, I've gotten 7. Before I dive in, let me explain a little bit why I'm the one to share this and I'm not a coach because I'm realizing that you might not actually know who I am. So I'm Keyshawn. I work for corporate. The reason why I can add value to this conversation and this topic today is because I get to work with so many amazing teams and organizations, and I get to collect best practices, and I get to collect what's working and what's not working. And I have the pleasure of disseminating them down. So that's how I have a little bit of value to add to this conversation today. Okay, so I had these 7 tips, but then I wanted to open it up because I think that I can give you 7 blanket tips that I hope you've heard before, right? And this is just going to be a reminder for you to get back in it, to get back consistent with it or whatever. But then I want to open it up, like what is holding you specifically back? Because a lot of the times, it's not the task itself. It's the action. It's the doing. It's the believing or the imposter or whatever it is. I'm not here to plant reasons why, right? But oftentimes it is more specific and individual. So with that being said, here is the first one. And again, these, you're going to roll your eyes, probably every single one. We're talking about tangible tasks when you're striving for growth. Number 1, commit to a program. Like seriously commit to a program, go all in with your excitement and be you with this. And what I mean by be you with this is if you are an expert, be an expert, share your expertise, share your vulnerable expertise. As an expert needing Beachbody, what made you decide to try it, to do it, to whatever, what made you decide that the results might be real, that the results were real? If you're not an expert, say that because you don't have to be an expert in this. And so you can say, I have no clue what I'm doing. I've never done anything like this. All I know is that I see these results, I see what's possible, and I'm going to try it. And then as you are sharing your excitement, beginning to naturally just invite people to try it with you as an expert, as a non-expert. And that's what I mean by being you with your excitement with it. But it first starts with committing to a program and taking us through the story of your commitment. So the story and the vulnerability of needing or wanting it, the story of making that purchase, the story of actually committing. And this part is really important. sharing that I am committing. And a lot of times I think that this is also sometimes scary, because that means that I'm making this public declaration that I'm going to commit to something. Now people may or may not be looking for me to show up daily. Get that out your mind, because yes, it's accountability, but most times people aren't looking for you until you show them that you've done it consistently enough that they do start looking for you. Does that make sense? Okay, but show them that you're committing. Tell them that you're committing in advance, and then every day show up. Every day show up, and continue to do that. Share your transformation pictures and stories, because we know that transformations they're not just the physical ones. They're also the mental ones. They're the strength ones. So sharing those stories and those pictures weekly, not just from the beginning and the end of the program, not just the beginning and the middle of the program, but often weekly, every other week. And just really taking us through the story of your excitement and of doing that program. So that's number one. We're talking about tangible tasks for striving for growth. The second one is, and these are things that my hope is that you already know, and we're just reinforcing these ideas. The second is to get excited about the future of Beachbody. One thing that has been really cool to witness in such incredible times that we're in is that we have already had the infrastructure and the groups in place to help people, to get people to a community, a safe place, to get people to make sure that they are still taking care of themselves in a holistic way, right? We've already had this infrastructure. And so what we've witnessed is a 355% increase, a 355% increase in BOD subscribers and people who are saying, I want this, I need this. And we've announced that we are launching Bevy Teas, something that's completely revolutionary. We're launching programs that are setting new standards, like 10 rounds, where we're filming in different cities. We are training more and more on the compensation plan, making sure that people understand the compensation plan. We are launching into another country this month. Like, there are so many things to be excited about. And so it's important to take time to get excited about the future of Beachbody, because a lot of times when we're talking about tangible tips, striving for growth, you have to believe in the growth. You have to believe in the possibility. So get excited about those things and platforms like BOD groups, and share them, show them, share your excitement, just like you're excited about the program. Share those. And I always say, show the platforms that make you work it and work it, your business. Work it and work it. Anyway, and you can do this via sneak peeks, where you're sharing your excitement. Maybe you're inviting people to come to this one area where you're sharing all these things in one time. So you can do these in smaller sneak peeks, or you can have your own sneak peek every single day, where you're giving us a little insider about what you're excited about with this company that you've partnered with, or the future of this company that you've partnered with. And get to know the compensation plan. And I'm going to pause here, because I think that this is super, super, super important. And I think that the Beachbody compensation plan is one of the easiest to understand. I've seen some that are truly like learning a second language. And not only is it easy to understand, but it's easy to earn. And what I love about Beachbody is that you can earn right away. Right away, you can roll up your sleeves and earn, and you can also build a team and earn. And there's also a unique quality to Beachbody, where because you're doing these things, there's leads that come. Anyway, there's so many things to be excited about with that compensation plan, but it's very important that we understand it. So I'm going to pause here. Maybe I should have had a training for this compensation piece instead of just asking if you guys have questions, but I'm just going to ask it. Do you guys have questions about the compensation plan? I didn't prepare a training.
Sure. Hey, Keyshawn.
Hey!
Nice to see you. I love
Nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you. What is the simplest way to explain the best thing about the compensation plan?
Well, I think it's truly like what I just mentioned, that one, you can come in and you can roll up your sleeves and you can start helping yourself and helping people right away. And that's really cool. And the cool thing is that it's that one-time thing. And the really cool thing is, even though that's one time, Beachbody has that secondary level where you can begin to help people and build a team and get a structure in place and begin to earn more residually. And that residual opens you up to other earning opportunities, when ultimately the goal in businesses is to have your business earning from multiple streams, multiple ways. And Beachbody has these opportunities for you to start a business, probably because you said, I need or want something healthy, right? And to align with helping people as the foundation of your business, and to come in, roll up your sleeves, help them with the one-time order, to begin to build a team, help other people see the value in it, and then begin to have these other opportunities for bonuses, these other opportunities for leads. Because like I mentioned, it's very unique. There's not a lot of companies, network marketing companies, that have lead structures that is unique to Beachbody. And so honestly, that is the easiest way. That's the most simple way. Are there details? Are there ins and outs and placement strategies? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it really, truly, in the simplest form, boils down to, let's start by rolling up your sleeves and helping and getting a few of your friends started. And then if their goals begin to evolve, then we can introduce them to this idea of maybe building a team and getting some of these other opportunities. And then as their goals evolve, then we can introduce them to the next level. And those are those bonuses. So a little bit long-winded way to answer that question, but those 3 ways. Okay, I'm going to go back in it, but I cannot stress it enough. Get in your own back office. Do you have carryover volume? What is your left leg? What is your right leg? What are those volume totals? What coaches, what upcoming diamonds do you have on each leg? What is your next rank level? Will that next rank level radically change? Can that next rank level radically change your income? Because remember, rank opens you up to income potential. That's what unlocks it. And then it's cool because you and your friends and your team get to help people and impact lives, and then build the volume necessary to reach the income potential at each rank. Because income is based on volume, and volume is strictly based on lives impacted. Okay, I can go over that over and over and over, and maybe that's its own conversation, but I can't stress it enough. That is one way to get excited, especially on an individual level, understanding your cycle potential and your volume. Okay.
Hi, Keyshawn, one more time. Say exactly what you just said. Income is based on
volume that's based on impacting lives.
I love that sentence. You guys should be writing that down.
Let's be real. The more lives that are impacted, the more volume that's had, the more income that's made. And that is so cool. That this business model is truly based on that. And you, depending on what your goals are, get to decide what you want to shoot for. But the sky truly is the limit. And the limit starts with you and ends with you too. Ooh, the limit ends with you. Okay, get excited about that. The income and the income potential and the promotions and all the other things that I've already mentioned. Number 3, believe in this business. So I've already alluded to this work on your belief, getting on calls like this, getting on some of the wake-up calls where you're hearing those success stories where, you're hearing from this person who was 110 months in Success Club, Legacy Club earner, and we've heard their story so many times that we forgot that they started for Pampers. Or we forgot that they started to be able to say, yes, I want to give my kids seconds. Or we forgot that they started because their backs were literally against the wall and they had no other option. We forget the stories of how people begin. So remember your own, remember those, and use them to believe in what's possible for you. Because truly, if they can, you can. And so we have to work on our mind every single day. And the way that they're doing this, you already know. It's through your personal development. It's through your belief work. And however you have identified you need to work on instilling your belief. That could be therapy. That can be a life coach. That can be meditation. That could be your daily gratitude. There are so many different resources for you to figure out what's best for you. But we do have to try it. Like, go try a resource and be consistent with it. Share it. I challenge you to share it, that you're trying this belief piece. Challenge people to believe in themselves alongside you, because that's truly what we're doing. We are sharing. We're people who have found a resource that works, and we're sharing our resources, period. And then one of the best ways to work on this is via taking action. And so the way that you're taking action is by setting a goal, breaking that goal down, and identifying exactly what you need to do in order to reach that goal. And then once you've identified exactly what you need to do to reach the goal, then you can identify how much time you're willing to give to those. You can, if you are bringing in, let's say, every 10 people that you bring in as a customer, 1 becomes a coach. We know, based on those numbers, which are kind of spaghetti at a wall, kind of, right? But if you're bringing those kind of numbers, we can judge what we need to do in order to reach your goal. Does that make sense? So if you're bringing in 100 coaches and 1 becomes a diamond and you have a goal of 2-star, right? Maybe we need to bring in 200. I don't know. That was not that great of an example. Honestly, the number was a little skewed. The number was a little skewed. Never do math off the top of your head. My mentor once told me that. Anyway, break that goal down and then figure out exactly what you need to do in order to make it happen. I love doing those types of calls where we're talking about exactly how much volume, exactly how many lives we can impact as a team individually. We're talking about exactly how many people we want to bring on. Like, those are the type of performance indicators, goals that we want to have broken down to the very basic foundation. Number 4 is using some sort of a to-do list. So knowing what you need to focus on. There are several. The Success Club System Tracker is one, but you can work from whatever to-do list makes the most sense for you. But the idea is to know what you need to do. The more that you can prepare for your next day, the better off it's going to be. So if you know who you plan to invite, if you know who you plan to follow up with, that just makes your next day a little bit easier. Also, it makes things able to be duplicated. So when you are bringing on people, you can say, this is literally what I'm doing. These are the activities that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a monthly basis. And if they are different than your Success Club System Tracker or the tracker that you're using, keep note of them and create your own to-do list. Number 5, have someone to hold you accountable. So whether that be accountability partner, whether that be your coach, if you feel like your coach is MIA, which if you're on this call, chances are they're not, reach out to us. Reach out to us even if your coach is here, right? We're here to help hold you accountable towards your goals. We're not here to set goals for you. We're here to tell you that we've seen what's possible and that if they can, you can, if you're willing to put in the work. And if you're telling us that this is your goal, then all right, let's do this. Let's hold you accountable. So manage up, reach out to someone and let us hold you accountable towards your goals. Join groups. If there's a push group and it just so happens to align with what you're pushing for at that moment, join it. Level up. Understand, and this is something that you've probably heard me talk about because I talk about it all the time, but understand your 6 to 7, which is if this business were on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being couch potato and 10 being lock yourself in a room charging hell with a bucket of water with your computer and your goal towards your goals, like living in a 6 to 7 is where we want to live on a regular basis. That's where people who are striving to grow year over year, month over month, quarter after quarter, that's what they're doing. But there are months when they are at an 8, 9, and even a 10. And they push. And then the next month they come back and they live at their 6, 7. And there's nothing wrong with that. So identify those months, latch onto your team, especially when they're doing those push months. Allow it to nudge you. Maybe you were thinking I was going to push for that next month and they were talking about it this month. Well, maybe that is the universe saying, let's give it a go, because ultimately this is the sixth thing. We want to be growth oriented towards the goals. And so ultimately we're being relentless towards those goals. Like we are being obsessed and we're being relentless and we're doing the things that we know we need to do to reach those goals. And so if we fall short, we're not bummed out because we've grown. We simply said, okay, I'm going to hit it on this date. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing and I'm going to hit it. And so we have to switch that mindset of, woe is me, I fell short of my goal, and instead say, I did everything in my control. Or maybe I could have gone a little bit harder. Regardless, how did I grow? Who did I help? Who did I add? And as we are doing that, and this is one of those things where you don't have to be creative in Beachbody. I love the fact that you don't. We're creative for you. We have some of the best and most creative people literally in the United States who work for Beachbody Corporate, who are creative, so you don't have to be. But I will tell you that when we're talking about those who are striving for growth, when those type of people fall short of goals, they do get creative. And they may get creative with some other stuff that people have already created themselves, but they get creative. And I do think that fortune favors the creative and definitely the bold. And then the last thing, the seventh tip that I have for striving for growth is to make sure that you are tracking your own growth. So understanding what your goals are, right? Exactly what you need to focus on. We've already broken that down. Now, how are you doing with that? Are you doing what you said you would do? And once we get the monthly or the quarterly or the annual results, let's compare those to last month, to last quarter, to last year, to truly identify if you are growing and where you are growing or where you are not growing. And so as we're talking about tangible tips for striving for growth, I think that, like I said, it really does. I think it's individual. I think that it's the same thing that we've heard, that we hear. I think it's individual. So I wanted to open up the floor for specific questions on your own growth quest. And if you are particularly finding any opportunities or any hurdles that are keeping you from growing.
Can I add a bonus one really quick?
Please.
I think bonus one, or maybe number 8, is to work your business to get to work with a corporate mentor. They are game changing. And Keyshawn, maybe you can explain it a little better than I, but you guys, there's corporate mentors for certain ranks. And so I think, is it Diamond or 1-star, the first rank that, is it Diamond?
It's Diamond. So Diamond is when you start getting into the more group calls with Kevin Shaw. And then 1-star is when you start getting more of the one-on-one connections and masterminds with wherever you live, with whomever the manager is of that region.
And you guys, when you have that opportunity, when you hit Diamond and then you have those group calls, really like a sponge, you are learning so much from other influences that are part of other organizations that have other creativity things, not to kind of mess up your flow, but just to give you a little bit more inspiration and motivation. And then as you excel your business, I swear, having Keyshawn, having Sydney, Kevin Shaw, having the access to these people is instrumental in your growth. So I highly recommend, if you're Diamond, if you're Star Diamond, leverage the support that you get from these corporate mentors, because it'll help change the whole scope of your business and what you're working towards. So I wanted to add that little bonus.
I love that you did too, Taryn, because I brought up a point with the compensation plan and how the simple way to explain the upfront, the really cool thing is that as you grow and develop in those areas, we're here to help you. We're here to make it make sense for you. We're here to break it down for you. So that's why you're not ever on your own. And it's just like, all you have to do is first roll up your sleeves and start there, and dream bigger. And then next, start building a team, and then dream bigger. And then that's when we're here to start working with you to get even more strategic, to make sure that you're even more successful. Okay, what questions? Ooh, Jamie, I love that. Seriously, I just hit diamond and the group is pushing me. I love that. Okay, so no, okay, Jamie, go for it.
So I just hit diamond Thursday, and being in that group, that new training diamond group with Kevin Shaw, seriously, like, it's pushing me to be a better leader. And then my coach Rachel, she gave me told me to buy a new personal development book. It's what is it called? Something about positive leadership or something like that. Anyways, I cannot put it down. It's so good. And then just being in that group plus the book, like, I have set up calls with all of my coaches. And then I like how every week there's like things that we need to be doing, and like that's pushing me to be better. Like, I'm being better for them so they can be better for me, and we can all just be better. Like, I seriously like am so thankful that I pushed so hard to get to diamond, that this is not where I'm stopping. Like, I'm trying to get into the push to 1-star diamond that they have after this one. So I guess if you do really good in this group, then you get to be in the next group or something with him. And I'm just like super excited and just want to go super hard so that I can get into that group, because like I just feel like this one is pushing me. I've only been in there for like a week maybe.
I love it.
And I don't know, I just really, really am like excited about my business, like so excited.
And you know what, that's also what those groups are for. You know, we talk a lot about excitement and creating excitement and sharing your excitement, and there's just something about being with a group of people who are on similar missions and at similar places in their journey. It does create a lot of excitement coming out of it. So I'm super excited to say it another time for you again, Jamie, and congrats on hitting diamond last Thursday. Any other questions about growth or tips? Maybe you have one. Maybe you guys are all doing the things and are seeing your business grow. What if you were diamond years ago? If you were diamond years ago, then you need to reach out to Kevin. I believe reach out to him and he'll send you the link. And the link gives you some tasks to do, and that will prompt you to get into the group. So there is some skin in the game, so to speak, to get into that group if you're a fallen diamond. I'm so new, I made emerald. Oh, okay. Stephanie, welcome to the team. Congratulations on officially opening your business up. That's huge. Summit next year will be announced at Summit this year, which is going to be the 16th, 17th, and 18th of June. And it's going to be really cool, y'all. Talking about getting excited about the future of Beachbody. Like, Beachbody, we always are just so forward thinking. Our summit is not going to be via Zoom, y'all. They have brought in like a production company. Like, it is going to be like we're at Summit. It's like a VR. It's going to be so cool. It's not via Zoom. Okay, well, if y'all don't have any questions or things to add for me, then hopefully I did answer your growth strategy questions tonight.
Well, I think this was amazing. I mean, I was sitting there taking notes, and this is all stuff that obviously I try and model and remind myself every single day, because I think we have to continue to be, in order to be in a growth mindset, you have to continue to evolve and think as if you are a new coach, you know, because everybody's behaviors change on socials. They're influenced differently at different seasons of life, you know. But you guys, I just want to encourage you, if you have anything to ask Keyshawn, this is the best opportunity to do it, because chances are you have the question, somebody else on here might, or somebody else catching the recording that couldn't be, might. So don't worry about your background. If it's a mess and if it's noisy, then maybe try and go hide in the closet or something. But please leverage her time here, because we'll wrap up so I can make sure that we get her on to her next call.
Yeah, I'm totally here for y'all. And congrats, Liz. Well, hey, this is a safe place. If you want to unmic, we would love to hear like how you're pushing forward. No? Okay.
So my camera is off. I'm going to turn it on because I don't like looking at myself, talking to myself.
There you are.
Hi. So thank you for taking the time to do this with us. I do appreciate it. I do have some fears that I need to overcome. I was reading through the comments, and it looks like there's some others that just reached Emerald that may have the same fears as I do. Leaving my comfort zone, for one. Two, I don't really know how to like really talk to people. I like clam up. I do one of two things. I clam up and I don't know what to say. Or two, I just word vomit all over them because I get so excited about what we do and how much I believe in it and how much I love it that I just literally word vomit all over them. Even though I have tried to, obviously most important thing is just to be myself. And then I try to be professional on top of that, but my sarcasm and my joking, but that professionalism sometimes goes right out the window. And then on top of that, I just want to focus on them. But once they ask me those questions on how I got started, that's when the word vomit comes, because then I can talk about it all day long. So I get kind of afraid at that point to, like if I bomb that because I've scared the shit out of them, then I'm afraid to talk to the next person because I'm going to cry. I just really need to start believing in myself. I know that. But there's so much that I've overcome in the last couple of years that this is hard for me on so many levels but I want to do it. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And listen, I've heard this before. And the beautiful thing is that we have resources. And that's, again, all that we're here for. We're here to use the resources that we found and to share those resources. So start with remembering all that you've overcome yourself, because you clearly are a conqueror and you are a fighter. And so I think that just remembering those things and stop saying that you can't or that you're not or that, stop planting those limiting beliefs in your head, even if they may be true. Be mindful of what you're telling yourself. So that's one. Go look at these comments once I'm finished, because Taryn and Kiana really gave or Kiana rather, Danielle, Taryn was for you, a good tip in regards to sharing about just simply you. Here are some other ones. For anxiety, and this is going to sound crazy because I just said, let's set goals and be audacious and et cetera, et cetera. And I still think you should. But within setting goals, I do think that it's important for us to be in the moment. And I think that when we are truly, and stay with me, y'all, I think that when we are truly in the moment, we stop overthinking. We stop being so worried about the future. And so it's not 2 and 3 people. It's not, oh my gosh, I'm scared of this, what I just said to this last person. It's I'm only in the moment with this person right now. But we can learn from the past. And one way that we can learn is by maybe writing out bullet points of your story. That way you have in your phone or in your computer a quick that you can pull up and you can go and every time you have your 6 bullet points, and that's what you're going to speak to. That way you don't go off topic. And then just simply invite, who's your favorite band or singer or rapper? Let me not discriminate.
I have too many. I listen. I'm all over the place.
Give me somebody.
Rascal Flatts.
Okay. invite them like you would invite them to the Rascal Flatts concert. It's that simple. It really is. It's nothing more. Like, we've got to stop overthinking it. And then in regards to being professional and being, y'all, be yourself is one of those things that I think it's like lost the zest, and be you, share you, be authentic. It's like lost like the meaning of it. And I think what it means is be the evolution of you. And the cool thing about this business is that it's based on you. It's based on your brand. Like, you are the business. Like, you're sharing your resources is the business. You're a resource business, and a part of people being attracted to your specific advice and resources is because of you. And so it's important for you to be yourself truly and authentically and vulnerably and weird and emotional and all the things that you are that make you you, and continue to evolve and to share how you're evolving. Be in the moment though.
Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.
You're welcome. I hope that helped. Let me see. I'm going to try to read some of these. Lead with your fear. Yes. Scared.
I'll just say too, in reflection to that, is going back to the very first thing that Keyshawn said is, committing to the program is be okay not knowing what the hell you're doing, or even knowing everything about the business. Like, if you don't know everything about the comp plan because you're a brand new coach, or you just figured out how to get Emerald, you don't even know what Emerald means, who cares? Going back to the invitation is, if you're talking to your best friend and you're inviting them to Rascal Flatts, that is, that couldn't have been more like, oh my God, that's genius. So don't be the expert, because I think that's what paralyzes everyone, is thinking that they have to have this perfect script to invite somebody or tell them about it, when it's just the simple act of talking.
It's almost a little funny, or I'll say ironic maybe, because the non-experts are a little timid of being a non-expert, and the experts are timid of being an expert. And so it's just like, we just got to be ourselves, and we just got to own who we are, because again, it's about you sharing your resources, and people come to you because of you. I love that. So there was some other stuff in there if you scroll through the chats. Anything else? Can you talk more about the challenge groups? I have about 8 women that have joined. Keep them engaged is challenging. Okay. Paula, where are you at so I can see your face? Oh wait, there she is. Let me go back. So Paula, talk to me about what you are currently doing. Like, how are you engaging them, and how did you set the expectation for engagement?
So I do it through Facebook Messenger, and I told them to, we had a start date, which is 3 weeks ago now, and I told them to take some before pictures and measurements, and kind of told them, do it in a sports bra and do it kind of how I was taught to do it. And then, I want them to check in when they work out with a sweaty selfie, and check in with their meals, not every single meal, but just kind of check in overall. And I have probably about 2 women that do it consistently, and then maybe another 2 that do it sporadically, and then the other ones just aren't engaging. And then so I do that on the Messenger, and then on the private Facebook group, I am doing a lot more. I'm posting recipes, I'm posting polls, I'm posting motivational, articles and whatnot, and try to get them to respond. And I can see that they're viewing it, but they're not responding and commenting. And so I just feel like I need to do more with those people that I have. But
okay, first of all, 8 people in a challenge group and 2 of them engaged, it really ain't too shabby. So congratulations there. Now let's talk about though how we can get more engagement. I love the outline of your group. That sounds very familiar to how I've heard other successful challenge groups being ran. A couple things that maybe we can tweak would be setting maybe more direct expectations and instructions. So we kind of gave them an out, so to speak, with you can or you can't post it every now and then, but let's maybe be more specific. let's maybe even ask them if that's how, if, you know, so let me back up actually. One of the first questions I would answer is, one, how would you want to be engaged in a challenge group? And maybe one question that I may ask is, how do they want to engage in a challenge group? Sometimes that second question gets to be too convoluted, and then you start to try to please too many people. So we fall back on, how would I want to be engaged in a challenge group? So start there first. So let me set that. So then based on that, and the reason why I say that, because we hear a lot of these really cool creative ways that people are engaging. And maybe that's not even what you need to do to engage your team in the way that the reason why we do all these challenges and things is to do. Because at the end of the day, those challenges are to make sure that they are getting results, period.
Yeah.
Right? That's the objective. So maybe we don't even need to do all those challenges to get to the objective of doing those challenges. So that's the first question. How would you want to engage? If the way that you are going about it is it, then now we're at setting better examples or better expectations. So instead of it being whenever you feel like it, we're going to do it this day and this day and this day. We're going to drop a GIF on this day. We're going to do a wire challenge on this day. Maybe have it planned out in advance so that they know. And, you know, you lead from the front. You're the best challenger in there. So you're starting and you're tagging them where you at. You're, you know, maybe you're following up individually. Like, did you see that poll? You're saying that, setting the expectation also that, hey guys, this group is going to be an engaging group. We're going to do these fun challenges. I'm going to throw polls up there. We're going to get together on Zoom and like hang out, because this is a community that I'm trying to build, not just a group of 8, 9 of us, you know, just working out. Like, I really want, like, y'all are my people. I want to hang out more. So
Right.
Setting that real expectation of what this group it should look like, and then asking them if they're down, and then holding them accountable, and then following up with them, and showing, of course, your daily commitment. Anybody got anything to add? Yeah,
I love what you just said. So that was perfect. Specifically talking to one individual, commenting or going in your Facebook or however you contacted them in the beginning, and telling them, hey, I'm missing you on we have Fit Club Saturdays. So we go on a Zoom call and all of us do our own workouts and have our progress check on Saturdays. Tell them specifically, I'm missing you. You don't have to come on video. I understand that, but I want to actually see that you're engaging with us. That'll help a lot with attendance in the groups. And I also have to say, where are you? Okay, there you are. I have to tell you that you're still going to get some people who just, I can't do it. I can't post in the group. I feel really too shy. And you have to understand that that's how they're going to engage at this moment in time. It has nothing to do with you. I have one girl who said, hey, can I come in? I just love seeing all the tips and tricks from everybody else, but I don't post much. And it was my opportunity to say, just wondering why you feel uncomfortable posting. Is it because, didn't ask, is it because, I just said, I was just wondering why, because it'll help me make the group better for everybody else if you let me know. So, be okay with some people saying, I'm not there yet. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll pop off.
Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. I appreciate that addition. Hopefully, Paula, those were some tips that you hadn't incorporated yet. And hey, if you do, keep us posted on how they work with setting those expectations. Rachel, where are you at? Because this is a really important comment that you just made that I know somebody, at least one other person has said this to themselves. And she said, having a hard time recruiting even for discount coaches. Where's she at? So I can see.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Rachel, what's up? So let me ask you this. Have you, those 7 tips, would you say that you have been fully committed to those?
I would say yes, actually.
Yeah. So when people have been fully committed, there's 2 things that I will follow up with. One is, let's talk about the number or the time that we're giving to it. And then 2, let's talk about how we are approaching it. And so what I mean by that is the how we're approaching it, not just checking it off to check it off, but really like doing your invites with passion and with purpose, and taking a look at the conversation, maybe taking a look at the way that we invited them, beginning to critique some of the way that we're going about implementing these things. Kiana, do you have something to add? I saw you pop up. Oh, okay. So those would be the first 2 questions that I would ask.
So I also word vomit on people because I believe in the system. I try to live the system. So when people don't do it, it always baffles me. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you? So when it comes to inviting someone to one of my groups and then I do my share cart, I always explain about the discounts. And that's because I'm so focused on, like, I need to get Emerald. So I'm not thinking of the bigger picture, like to find my business builders, but just like, I need to get this one last coach so that I can rank Emerald again. So I'm like, it's really just about the discount. Like, you can sign up as a discount coach. You never have to talk about anything Beachbody, but you will get the discount. And everyone's like, no, I want to be a customer. I'm like, okay. So I know that I'm missing something. And then there's people that I really would like to run with, like really think they would do amazing at the business part. And I just don't know how to represent the opportunity really at all. Like I'm just flopping on that part.
Okay. So for representing the opportunity, I would just be exactly where I'm at and honor it that, hey, I don't have the ins and outs, but my coach does. And I would encourage you to hop on a call with your coach and this person that could potentially run, so that your coach can help you break it down and the business opportunity and how they can come in and how this is lucrative. So that's one that I have on the top of my head. There was another one that I wanted to share with you. Rachel.
That's okay. You'll think about it tonight, like at bedtime.
At 1:00 in the morning. No, it's going to come back up. So we were talking about. Okay.
Coach, maybe.
Okay, I'll just go here. So it's another thought. So be mindful also of us pushing our goals on people, right? Because people can feel the pressure. And
yes.
I always say our goals are dependent on people, but not any one individual. That means that we have the control. We control the controllable. And the thing that we can control is making sure that we are sharing this with people and letting them know that there are opportunities to get their stuff free. And yeah, there are opportunities to get discount for their stuff. But regardless, I'm not here to pressure you. It's whatever you have identified is the best for you right now. So being mindful of leading with the discount. We're going to be announcing an idea. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but there's going to be some radical changes in 2021 with even the idea of discount coaching. So just be mindful of that. And I think that the best way that we can be prepared for the radical changes is to honor where people come in. And if they come in for the discount, yes, awesome. If they come in for to get their product for free, like doing what you do, or if they come in as a working coach, as a customer, excuse me.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if that was helpful.
No, it was so helpful. And what I love the most is don't push my goals on people, because as soon as I'm like, oh, I can get Emerald like tomorrow if I really try, it changes things for me versus like yesterday where it was a little bit more genuine. So I appreciate it.
Oh, I just remembered. Oh, yay! Okay, so also instead of being so focused on Emerald, because let me tell you, as soon as you let go of the pressure that you're putting on yourself, you're going to hit it, like how it always happens. And you're going to probably hit Ruby, like you're the rare Ruby. You're just going to do it. But strive to help one person daily, period.
Okay.
And if we can set that as our goal, to strive to help one person daily with something, then that will take you to the attainment of your goals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, I can say something real quick.
Please.
Hi, how are you? I
I'm
love
doing
you.
so well.
I haven't talked to you in a long time. Okay, so I've heard, going back to the last question about challenge groups, I just want to say that I know Taryn probably feels the same thing because we've been here for 10 plus years. Well, almost 10 years. Kind of crazy to say that. So we've done all different types of challenge groups. I just want you to know that there's no right or wrong way. I think that a lot of people are trying to figure out what's the perfect way. And the perfect way is the way that you get your people engaged. Mm-hmm. And I also think you need to give yourself grace, because out of all the years that I've done this, I've had so many challenge groups go amazing. And so many of them, my daughter is screaming, I'm sorry. So many of them, it's just the way that people are, like, together, like it doesn't matter how much you called them or text them or message them, they just aren't ready to make that change. So just know that quiet groups aren't necessarily bad groups. And I think we have it in our head that it's quiet, the notifications aren't blowing up. Well, guess what? We have lives outside. A lot of people are trying to, whether they're staying off social media or they're trying to deal with their homeschooling or they have work. Just remember, it's not always about you. It's about just offering a place for people to come to and meeting you halfway. Their job is to meet you halfway. They have to be invested in their journey. And then another thing someone said, just reminded me, and then I'll be done, is that one of the things that's really helped to me is if I see someone that's not super engaged, but I think they're like that person, they're like you think they could be a future coach, or you just love that person's personality. You sometimes believe in them before they do themselves, is just letting them know, like, you inspire me every single day when you show up. It helps me get my workout in. Do you think you can show up a little more because I'm struggling? Do you think that you can help me? And they're like, wait a second, you struggle as a coach? And so that opens up a whole other conversations. But I think people want to feel needed and people want to feel appreciated. And if you just let them know that when they show up, it matters and you are excited about that and it helps you, I think that makes a big difference. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
I love that. Woo! Okay, I'm done. Drop the mic. Ooh. With the mix, is that mixed berry? Way to rub it in our face. Okay, truth bomb. People want to feel needed. Yes. And this is a relationship business, so continue to cultivate those. Some days are real struggle. Seeing others in the challenge group definitely helps me keep going. I love it. Taryn?
I think we've probably covered every corner of this business. Now, I want to really encourage you guys to go out and do the things. You know how many people just confess that they want to be diamond or they're moving their business? I want you guys to go back and reflect on the very things that Keyshawn just went over. I hope you guys took notes, but yes, it's recorded. Are you doing the things? And if you're not, why not? Like, you can't say you want something, but yet you're not going to put in the work to get there, because the top diamonds or top coaches, the ones that have been around for as long as, Kiana and myself and Carla and Rebecca we're still here for these reasons. So do those things, reflect on what you're not doing and do them and attach it to a goal. Review that. I mean, Keyshawn, I think you did an incredible job for us. I couldn't have designed a better, outline for you. So that's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give it all to her, because she's going to say exactly what we all need to hear. And that was it. So I appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time. I know you are busy and highly coveted amongst the coaches because of your energy, which I just posted on my team page is electric. So thank you.
My pleasure.
I appreciate you. So.
All right. It's my pleasure. Mwah. Love you guys. And I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for your time.